I finally got pregnant and was ready to tell my boyfriend, planning to keep the baby. But then I unexpectedly found out he's a CEO. I touched that $1 million check in my pocket, ready to throw it at him for a breakup, and glanced at the Patek Philippe watch on his wrist that I always thought was fake. Damn, turns out he's loaded. Worried he'd fight me for custody, I kept the pregnancy a secret and fled overnight. I don't want to support you anymore. Let's break up, you broke loser. 2 days later, I was blowing serious cash at a baby store. Suddenly, someone tugged on my hoodie. Babe, care to share why you're buying folic acid? My family has some land in the outskirts. After 3 generations of hard work, we built a huge farmhouse there. It's not pretty, just huge. Big enough for me to ride my skateboard around in the living room for fun. Though large, the house isn't worth much, surrounded by nothing but fields and villages. Until one day, the land was marked for a sports event venue, and they tore down our big house. A big red circle with the word demolish was stamped on our wall, and my warm childhood home vanished, replaced by a cold $6 million entry in my bank account. It felt like ripping my heart out. I left my home without looking back, officially becoming rich. I'm an only child. My parents don't have high demands. Just be happy and alive. When we were poor, they didn't care much about me getting married. Cindy, marry if you like him. Don't if you don't. We have no throne to inherit, as long as you're happy. Once we became wealthy, their tune changed. Cindy, you don't have to marry, but you must have kids. Now we do have a throne to inherit. See, no longer using casual language, now they're all formal. I agreed and started the search for a great guy. As everyone knows, great guys are rare on the market. After 5 rounds of blind dates, they were either guys eyeing our family fortune, or those who looked down on me for being nouveau riche, yet wanted to milk me for money. Summary: not a single one was worth it. I gave up on blind dates, deciding to find someone myself. After some browsing, I found myself eyeing a high-end club nearby. I paid heavily to gain access, hearing their male models were all handsome and didn't sell themselves. Laughing, I thought, I don't need them to sell themselves. If I'm into one, a mere flick of my finger would have him interested. Women like me, young, rich, and attractive, are rare gems. Small-time male models are easy catches, right? Total fail. My very first attempt was a Waterloo moment. I booked a private room and requested the club's most handsome newcomer. This club was huge. To get a better look at everyone, I refused the waiter's guidance and only asked for directions. I fiddled around and ended up in deep thought at the door of 2 rooms. Was it 886 or 668? Complete memory loss. I took out my phone to check and saw the half-open door of room 886 move with the wind. Inside, a low, husky male voice said, "Come in." Oh darn, that must be my guy. His voice was absolutely captivating. Clients in such upscale clubs must be rich beyond measure. Room 886, with such a random number, probably belongs to someone rich but without taste. No more hesitating, I pushed open the door. Sure enough, a man was lounging on the sofa. Suit jacket hung over the backrest, black shirt sleeves rolled halfway revealing muscular forearms, and you could see the veins without focusing hard. The shirt collar wasn't open, but the tie was untied, barely covering what needed to be covered. I understood the appeal. His physique was amazing, but his face? Instant star material, the top of top tier. Nothing like the ordinary. He looked like he had been drinking and was resting with eyes closed. I made quite a noise entering the room, yet he didn't even lift an eyelid. I swallowed, slowly closing the distance between us. No wonder a mere drink session with him costs a $3,000 fee. Worth every penny. I'd pay 10 grand. He spoke. Pack up and head back to the room. Ha. Pack what? Him or myself? Back to his room, what for? I thought they didn't sell themselves. Even if this is the norm, too forward. No matter how stunning he is. I asked seriously. Could you show me your health report? I'm concerned. Can't have you sick and passing it on to me. Only then did he open his eyes, furrowing his brows. He stayed silent. Kind-hearted, I said. I can pay extra. No expression. Damn it. No one warned me male models were this sensitive about their pride. Not even a health report. He tossed me out. I was furious. Won't choose him again. Okay, Maybe I will, he's genuinely hot. Ran into the male model again. This time at college. Hard to believe someone who's been through 5 blind date rounds hasn't even graduated. It's all circumstantial. You see, college guys who are decent mostly have partners, and the single ones either aren't interested in dating or are players. At 22, any age is a good age, even for having kids. The sooner you have them, the sooner you recover, the faster they grow. My family's wealth means no worries on the education funds front. My plan? Have kids by 25. Just 3 more years. When I saw the male model, I nonchalantly showed off the brand logo on my bag, trying to flaunt my wealth. He walked by unfazed. Interesting, mister, you've caught my attention. I blocked his path saying, hold up, are you the college's underprivileged student? I saw him leaving room 306 from Block A. Today's campus broadcast mentioned underprivileged students had a meeting in that classroom. No wonder he modeled at the club. I smiled confidently. How about this? Join me and I'll pay you $2,000 a month, so you won't have to do that kind of work again. He raised an eyebrow. 2,000? Not enough. Ah yes. His appearance fee is 3,000 a session. I gritted. 5,000. He looked at me unruffled. What kind of work? See, there's nothing some added cash can't fix. Now that he's accepting my offer, he's mine. You can quit working as a club model, I'll support you. So of course, you need to show me your health report. We can go for one tomorrow. He squinted, pondering something, then suddenly smiled. Okay. I was relieved. Finally, I've sponsored a poor college student. The poor college guy is named Ken, and he hasn't shared much else. Guess he thinks my sponsorship going public would damage his reputation. As a generous sponsor, I get it. Ken is in great shape, no health issues whatsoever. The only thing is, he's extremely innocent. Like he wouldn't even hold hands. It wasn't until the 2nd month that he finally held my hand, and the 3rd month he kissed me on the lips. Then nothing more, right until I graduated from college. Graduation day, I was super excited. By that time, I had been supporting him financially for 6 months. To be near him, I rented an apartment close to the school, and we lived together for 3 months. Yet, unbelievably, we still hadn't taken that final step. So with graduation, I asked him for a gift. Ken was in the kitchen washing veggies, making dinner for me. I wrapped my arms around him from behind. Ken, I graduated. Where's my gift? He turned off the faucet and replied, in my room, after dinner. But I shook my head. No, that's not the gift I want. He chuckled. You don't even want to see it first? I nodded solemnly. Today, there's just one gift I'm asking for. Wrapping my arms around his neck, I said, I've taken care of you for 6 months. Contribute something real tonight. Will your breadwinner? This was year 2 of me supporting Ken. Honestly, it was a bargain. He was so capable. Worked hard during the day, and in the evening. And his food. Delicious. A feast for every sense. I was completely satisfied. When my parents called, it was just terrible timing. Ken shielded my head from hitting the bed. Before I could stop him, my retro ringtone blared. Hold on the phone. I reached out, trying to hang up. But Ken did something, and my hand slipped. I accidentally answered it. What's my darling daughter up to now? Mom's voice came through, and Ken and I froze. And nothing, Mom. Just busy. I'll call you back later, I stammered. My mom interrupted. Stop it, don't hang up. Remember what Mom talked about last time? Chop chop. Chop chop what? I thought. There's something way more urgent just now. I mumbled a reply, quickly ended the call. But before I could breathe again, Ken spoke up. Baby, you seem on edge. Oh my gosh, is he a maniac? So annoying. Why is he such an insubordinate guy? Doesn't even listen to his provider's orders. Ken cleaned up the aftermath, and I glanced at the trash can with those condoms, reminded of what my mom said over the phone. Married or not, must have a child. We have a family legacy to uphold. I'd been having such a blast with Ken these 2 years, kids never crossed my mind. I'm turning 24. If I don't follow through on my plan now, it'll be late. So, I'm someone who sticks to my plans. It's time to put it on the agenda for real. But Ken was not cooperating, and I didn't want to find someone else. So I secretly poked holes in the condoms. A month later, I confirmed I was pregnant. Walking out of the hospital, I brushed my belly, humming a song. I shared the pregnancy test results with the family group chat, causing my parents to freak out. Cindy, you're sneaky. Who's the father? Then they added, well, doesn't matter. Let's reward him with $1 million. I decided at the start it was primarily for this. I wrote a bold check for $1 million, tucked it in my pocket, and went to find Ken. Just reaching his company's building, I saw him surrounded by a crowd. Curiously, I asked an employee, hey, what's going on over there? Why are they taking Ken? The employee replied, Ken's touring. Management has to attend to him. I sensed something off. Ken? What kind of fancy title is that? Surveying my confusion, the employee sighed, that's Ken. Our company, and even the parent company, rarely get a visit. Born with a silver spoon, smart. Managing an entire corporation at a young age. Oh boy, comparing ourselves kills us. I was dumbfounded. Is this the Ken I've been supporting? That evening I was deep in thought. Ken tossed dishes in the dishwasher and wrapped his arms around me. Cindy, want a shower? He asked. I pushed him away, squinting at him suspiciously, realizing some things hadn't clicked before. Like the watch on his wrist, the clothes he wore. The watch I'd once looked up turned out to be a 7-digit Patek Philippe. Obviously, given I used to be broke, shopping apps constantly suggested fake versions to me. I'd assumed Ken was like me, faking it. Who cares if you buy a little phony? Life is meaningless if we're not pretending. As for his clothes, no brands, no tags, yet each piece fit him perfectly, like they were tailored. I'd thought it's just him having a good body. Now thinking back, must be what they call bespoke. Also, during holidays Ken showered me with gifts. I used to tell him not to use my money for luxury knockoffs. Earlier, I verified every piece online, all legit. In 2 years of supporting Ken, I thought I'd spent just over $1 million, but the gifts he gave me? Worth 10 times that. I was heartbroken. How could someone be this stupid? 2 years and I hadn't noticed anything. Ken tilted his head. Cindy? I covered my face, no pouting. Show the attitude you carry at work. And stop the cutesy act. He kissed me. It's getting late. I said with a straight face. It's only 6:30, it's early. The sky darkened. Still early. He insisted quietly, though my cheeks burned red. In a room with just us two. Why whisper like it's a secret? What a tease. No. Not a chance. I said no, and that's final. He sighed, disappointed. Then how about a game? Relieved, I fetched game controllers under the couch pillows, joining him for some fun. But toward the end, growing tired, I yawned and leaned on his shoulder. He carried me to the bathroom. Exhausted, I did as told, lifting my arms and brushing my teeth under his orders, being treated like a life-size doll during wash-up. Barely coherent, I asked, do you like kids? Not right now. Not now. In a gentle voice he shared, after we're married. When's that gonna be? He hesitated. Hold on, I'll work things out. Drowsy, with my brain fuzzy, I questioned, if we have a kid, will you fight for custody? Ken tucked me in and held me close. The bedroom lamp went out, and he gave me a goodnight kiss. If we have kids, we'll raise them together. If we're gonna raise kids together, we need to get married. Thinking about what Ken said last night, I subtly hinted, when are we gonna tie the knot? He dodged the question. Enough with the hints not working. I just asked straight up. Are you planning to marry me? Ken ruffled my hair and gave me the same answer as last night. Cindy, can you wait a bit? After seeing Ken off to work, I curled up in bed and opened a certain Red app to search. What does it mean when your boyfriend says wait a bit about marriage? I skimmed through tons of posts with different content, but all reached the same conclusion. Ken doesn't want to marry me. He's looking for someone with better qualifications. Makes sense. He's rich and me, just an ordinary wealthy girl. He wouldn't be interested. The more I thought, the madder I got. I'm the sugar mama. It's ridiculous that a sugar mama wanting to marry the guy she's supporting gets turned down. So angry. Absolutely livid. I stuffed the $1 million check I prepared for him back in my pocket and slapped a sticky note on the wall. Scrawled angrily, I left a note. I don't want to support you anymore, you broke loser. Bye. While Ken was at work, I called a mover service and cleared out the rental place. Didn't even leave half a pack of salt in the kitchen. Standing in the empty room, I clapped my hands. Don't think I'll leave anything for you. That night, I went back to my own place. My parents surrounded me with concern. They checked my pregnancy report and looked at my belly. Cindy's mother reached out and asked, "Cindy, where's the child's father? Not bringing him to meet us." I huffed, "We broke up." Cindy's mother looked shocked. "How could that happen?" I fibbed. "He was too greedy, said $1 million wasn't enough, wanted $5 million. I don't want a gold digger, having the kid is enough." Cindy's father nodded indeed. To welcome me home, the housekeeper made a whole table of delicious food. I ate so much my belly was slightly puffed, sprawled out on the couch. I finally remembered to block Ken when checking my phone. "Cindy, did we get robbed?" He sent a picture of the empty room with a voice message. "Cindy, where did you go?" "That was 10 minutes ago." 5 minutes ago, he sent a second message. "Image. What do you mean? I don't agree with breaking up." "Cindy, what happened? Let's talk it out. Where are you?" As I sipped my drink, my mind drifted. My house is in the Villa District. Not remote, just on opposite ends of the city from the rental place. I slowly replied, "Ha, do you think you have a say in this? When I say break up, we break up, let's part on good terms, and leave it at that." Blocking him, I sighed. He doesn't plan to marry me, yet he likes kids. Even with just a little thought, he'd probably fight me for custody. If Ken were just some broke guy, he wouldn't stand a chance. But I discovered his real identity. I rolled around on the bed. Darn it, how did supporting a male model turn into such a problem? "Cindy, you're so unlucky. Even on bad days, a good nap helps. If not, try 2 naps. After lounging at home for 2 days, on the 3rd day, Cindy's mother took me shopping. Midway shopping, Cindy's mother got a call and had to leave. I wandered around the mall alone, then saw a maternity store and stepped in. The saleswoman was really persuasive. I ended up buying a ton of stuff, and the more I bought, the brighter her smile. The more expensive her recommendations got. Just as she was about to recommend baby formula, I snapped back. "Wait, I've got 8 months to go. Feeding the kid with old formula isn't good." I waved her off, preferring to browse alone. Arriving at the folic acid section, I started checking online which brands are good. Suddenly, someone tugged at my hoodie. A large dry hand covered mine. With a slight pull, I fell into his arms. I blinked, about to call for the saleswoman, but heard his voice. "Cindy, buying something?" "Ah, it's Ken. I mean, who else would hug me in public?" Not scared of me calling the cops. Ken gently touched my belly. "Pregnant?" I played dumb. "What are you talking about? I don't understand. When did this happen?" I stood firm. "It didn't." Ken's voice went up a notch. "Really?" Expertly, he pulled my pregnancy report out of my bag. Name Cindy. Department, OB/GYN clinic. Diagnosis, pregnant. Ken's voice is so soothing. Slowly, he read the report aloud. It made my heart itch. Did he cast some spell on me? "Last month you stopped me from taking precautions. Wanted a baby?" Stubbornly I replied, "You didn't agree. The baby's not yours, okay? Don't ask." His eyes narrowed dangerously. "Say that again." I swallowed, trembling. I said, "The baby's not yours." Once I said it, confidence surged. "I can support you, why not a few others? I'm a rich woman. Anyway, the baby's someone." Ken kissed me. My eyes darted around. The saleswoman didn't see, right? Let's hope not. Hope no one finds out and complains. Phew, she didn't come over. Thankfully, she was handling other customers. "Help, they're heading our way." I glared at Ken. When that didn't work, I bit him. Winced, he let go but still held my hand. Just then, a couple of young women came over. One saw the folic acid in my hand and asked, "Do you know which is good?" My legs were still wobbly, only standing with Ken's help. No idea, still looking. Polite, they thanked me and continued browsing. As they left, one smiled. "You guys make a cute couple." I was stunned for a moment. It's a maternity store. If we're not pregnant, how could we have gotten pregnant from anger? Ken chuckled. I secretly pinched his arm. No laughing. Ken paid for everything. I was dragged along, no escaping his grip. I craned to see the shipping address he entered. Not the emptied-out apartment, but a famously wealthy complex. So famous, buying a place there would deplete even rich folks like me. I asked, "Why use this address?" Ken goes, "Baby, you've practically emptied our house, can't even live in it." I scratched my nose, feeling a bit guilty. Things I bought will be delivered. Ken's pressing issue? Dragging me back home. My pressing issue? Getting away from him. Clearly I failed. Once squished into the back of his super fancy car, I saw the divider go up and knew something was off. No more pretending for him. Dang it. I stared outside, avoiding his gaze. He held my face, turning me back to him. Baby free tomorrow? For what? Bring your ID, let's get married. I got madder. It's not about the baby, no need for marriage. You didn't even want the kid, he's mine alone. Promise we won't bother you. Just a bit ago, he wasn't into marriage. Now he's all in. We add up to a rocky future. Best not to marry. It's not a bother, he said, giving me a quick kiss. I thought you were joking when you asked. Had no clue you were really pregnant. He sighed, hugging me. Talk it out with me next time, yeah? I frowned. Talking means no baby. You didn't even want to marry me, why bother? I never said I didn't want to marry. Just dealing with stuff on my end, he replied. Huh. I paused. Oh right, Ken's wealthy. His type of rich isn't like my family's kinda rich. So tomorrow's a yes? Ken's chin rested on my head. Doesn't matter if they agree or not. I'm with you, not them. Let's just avoid them. No real need to meet them, he said. The stuff I bought got sent to his place, and I was dropped home. As the car stopped, I hesitated. Ken asked, what's up? Taking a breath, I pushed him out too. Meet my parents. Ken hesitated but then said, next time. I've got nothing to bring, can't meet them empty-handed. I waved it off, no biggie. They think you're my poor sugar baby anyways. We headed home. No one was around except the cook. Ken and I stared at each other. I called my parents, asking where they were. My mom, shocked, said, Cindy, did you know we ditched you for a little getaway? I hate shopping, swear I'll join next time. I hung up. It's a miracle I've survived this long. Ken ruffled my hair. If your mom can't hang out, I will. I clung to him. Then stay a bit longer. I'll stay as long as you need. With our plan to hit the courthouse the next day, I hunted for my ID at home. Asked Mom, she didn't know. Dad gave me a wrong address. Finally found it in a storage room, looking like a mess. Got a call just then. Thinking it was delivery, didn't pay much mind. Silence on the other end. Check my phone, yep, still on call. Hello? Nope, nothing. Ended the call. Same number called back within moments. A gentle voice this time. Cindy, I'm Ken's mother. Can we chat tomorrow? Nope. Busy getting married to your son. Pause, voice softer still. You're meeting him at 1 p.m. Let's meet in the morning. No, can do. Mornings are for sleep. Thanks, but no thanks. Hung up. Sent Ken a screenshot of the call. Video called Ken. He confided in me about his parents. A loveless arranged marriage. Indifferent, they left him with nannies. Now that he's grown, they want him to follow in their rigid footsteps. Why? I mused. Ken just shrugged, good question. Not knowing why, I yawned, pulling the blanket. Ken spoke softly, sweet dreams. Night, I whispered back. Next morning, a knock woke me up. Mom called me up. Checked the time. Only 8:38 a.m. Groaning, I opened the door. You arguing with Dad? Why the early wake up? She cleared her throat, cough cough, guests are here. Outside there were two women. One young. The other carried herself like an older woman. Lazily I murmured, you greet them, I'm sleepy. She replied, they're your guests. What? Ken's mom introduced herself. Your boyfriend's Ken, right? Led them to the study. Ken's mom stayed quiet. The young woman slid a check my way. Counted it 10 million. Ken's mom sipped her tea, grimaced a bit but swallowed. Cindy, I'd prefer you left my son. I shot back, no thanks. 10 million, 7 million, doesn't change a thing. We're new money, can't spend what we have. Interest alone covers us, not touching the principal. Her smile didn't waver. Cindy, you should take it. I remained firm, nope. Slight twitch in her smile. If you refuse, I'll find other ways to end things. I deadpanned, not happening. Her patience waned, short breaths. Rude, I said. Ken had said ignore her. So I did. Ken's mom signaled the young woman to step forward. I'm Ken's fiancée, she introduced herself. I believe you're a person with morals, right? You wouldn't knowingly get involved in drama. I blinked. Are you his fiancée? I've known him for 20 years, and I've been engaged to him since we were kids. I rested my chin on my hand and called Ken directly. She saw the name on my phone, Her face changed and she tried to grab it. I was quick to protect it, and she didn't get it. "Babe, up so early today?" he answered. I said, "I'm talking to your fiancé." He laughed. "You're talking to yourself that early? I'm not your girlfriend." The call turned into a video chat. Ken, concerned, said, "Babe, don't sleep for 14 hours straight. It makes your brain dull." I couldn't explain it to him. I turned the camera. "I'm talking to your fiancé." Ken didn't even look at the young woman. Instead, he said, "Mom? Why aren't you with Dad? Why are you here bothering Cindy?" Her expression changed. "Ken, is that how you talk to your mom?" He scoffed. "I'm just checking in on you." They started arguing. First time seeing them argue, so I watched. While arguing, Ken kept mentioning my dad, making her madder. Suddenly, she threw her phone, and it rolled to my feet. I picked it up, relieved it still worked. Why break your own phone? Breaking mine would be another story. My parents came in worried, afraid I was hurt. I exaggerated. They tried to hit me. My parents were shocked, and Mom grabbed a broom and drove them out. It's home ground here. Our nanny and the patrolling security heard the chaos, and thinking I was attacked, joined in on the commotion. I took an apple from the fruit plate, took a bite. Sweet. Love it. Because of the morning drama, Ken came over in the afternoon. Mom and Dad weren't too welcoming. He brought gifts and my dad snorted. "I'm not okay with you two getting married. Cindy's spoiled by us. Why should she suffer with you?" I tugged my dad's sleeve. He glared. "Love-struck fool, be quiet." I defended myself. "I'm not love-struck." Ken sincerely apologized, promised his parents wouldn't bother us, making Dad reluctantly agree. "All right, but if you ever wrong my daughter." He left it at that. Mom liked Ken. After Dad was done threatening, she suddenly said, "Wait a minute, you're living off her, aren't you? Prenup. You're not marrying without a prenup. No marriage certificate today." She was on the phone with a lawyer about it. I hooked my pinky with Ken's, watched my parents fret over my matters. I whispered to Ken, "Congrats on passing the parent test." He held my hand. "Thanks to you for speaking up for me." Ken stayed over. Dad played chess with him all night, though my dad's not great at it. Back in our town, even a 7-year-old could beat him. Yet playing with Ken, he won 3 times, excitedly sharing chess tips with me. Oh help. He's been talking for half an hour. I secretly texted Ken. "Stop letting him win, he's gonna get cocky." Dad leaned in. "Cindy texting about what?" I quickly hid my phone, but too late. He saw and read it out loud. "Letting me win? No way, I'm really good." Ken replied on Instagram. "Uncle's skills are admirable. I truly respect him." Oops, Cindy's father found his match at 49. They're happily sipping drinks. Ken drank a lot with Dad. I helped him to the guest room, and immediately left. No choice, Cindy's mother kept an eye out. Even though there's already a bun in the oven, she wouldn't let us be together. They went to bed early. Once asleep, I sneaked into Ken's room. He hadn't replied to my messages. What was he doing? I quietly opened the door, hearing water running. He's showering. Tried opening the bathroom door, but it was locked. I knocked. He unlocked it. Next thing, I was pulled into a steamy hug. He still had soap all over, getting my pajamas dirty. He picked me up. "Babe, I missed you." I said sternly, "It's only been an hour." He rubbed his head against my palm. "Even an hour feels long. You're so clingy." "I'm only clingy with you." He was drunk, super obedient. He answered anything when asked, but now wasn't the time for questions. The shower water quietly gushed. Darn, why does pregnancy last 10 months? When we left the bathroom, I ignored him, still mad. I turned away from him. Ken pulled me back. "Are you mad?" If it were him, wouldn't he be mad too? I refused to answer. He kissed my earlobe and confessed, "Babe, I love you." Ugh, men always pull this line when they mess up, don't they? In a couple of months, I'll ask the doc if it's okay. Just hang in there. I stared at the floating curtain. The pattern was pretty. "Babe, you were the one that came into the bathroom. Forget the pattern." I jumped up and asked, "Are you blaming me?" He quickly apologized. "No, not blaming you, all my fault." I didn't listen. I brought up old arguments. "You pretended to be poor to deceive me." I didn't. You never asked me. You walked out of the classroom where the meeting for low-income students was held, pretending to be one to get my attention. "Baby, I'm the sponsor, that's why I was there." I pinched his cheek and said, "You dare to argue?" He gently and helplessly let me vent. I'm not arguing. Just explaining to you, baby. Don't be mad. I listed a bunch of things, and Ken explained each one to me. Finally, I got sleepy and snuggled into his arms, asking the question I most wanted to know. What about your fiancée? She said you guys have known each other for 20 years. Ken softly patted my back. She's my mom's friend's daughter. I'm not close to her. My mom once wanted me to get engaged to her, but I refused. I'll handle my mom. She won't come around anymore. I yawned and closed my eyes. Do you hate her? Ken's voice was light. Not anymore. Baby, I envy you. Your parents love each other and you. Even my wildest dreams never pictured a family like that. Luckily it's you. I hugged him tighter. Don't envy. We'll also have a family like that. He kissed my forehead. Dream. We will be two. I forgot I sleep for a really long time. Ken woke up, but I didn't. When I woke up, I was faced with Cindy's mother's fake smile. Cindy, is there something on your mind? Why sleep in the guest room when there's a big bed available? My heart almost jumped out of my chest. Damn Ken, why didn't he wake me up? My ear was instantly yanked as Cindy's mother grumbled, get up. Go back to your room. I pleaded, ouch, ouch, I'm pregnant. Be gentle with a pregnant woman. She smirked. Even if you were postpartum, you need to go back to your room. And also, don't get the marriage certificate yet, you two. I'm not totally buying your lovey-dovey description of your boyfriend. Your dad and I decided we need to look into him a bit more. Me? I was really worried about Ken in my heart. That's pretty bad. The end.